Why such a heartfelt Malayalam film is getting love but also a lot of hate? Is it because the film is bad or there's something else? Let's talk about it. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince. I watched the second Malayalam release of the Veshu week, Varshangalkku Shesham, a film by Vineeth Sreenivasan and team. The film was playing near me in a local theatre with subtitles, and that's why I got the opportunity to have this magical experience. This film is not perfect, it's far from it. It's not the best film of the year, and every film doesn't have to be that. What this film has is a soul, is a delight while watching it. The heartwarming feeling you get while you are inside the world of this film. And over that, with its outstanding music, I just loved watching it. I was engrossed in this saga of the friendship which spans over 50 years. The trailer of this film actually paints a very different picture. Or maybe I just got a different idea. And that's good because you get surprised. There are a lot of cameos in the film, humor which is very unexpected. It is an audio-visual delight. Now the film is still running in the theaters, and if you have seen the film, then only continue watching from here because I'll delve into minor spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled, go watch the film and come back. Now this film is about filmmaking, where we are on a journey of these two friends who share the love for the craft, the art form of storytelling. And we explore the filmmaking era of 70s and 80s in Madras, which was the hub of cinema in South. And kudos to the technical team, the production design, the costume, they have done it really well. You feel like you're transported to that time. And we even get the present scenario of the film industry. I could catch so many references. In a way, it's a celebration of filmmaking, of Malayalam cinema. We see how the industry worked back then compared to now. And there are many differences, but there are so many similarities. Because at the end of the day, you're shooting a film and the process is the same. The struggle to make it is same throughout. As an outsider, how to get into the industry, how to make your film, the odd jobs you have to do to make a living. And finally, if you're lucky, you'll get a break. And that's true for the present also. It's a struggle to find a producer for your film. Even if the script is good, no one is willing to pay because you don't have a big actor. And we are talking about Malayalam industry. It's little hard to believe, but that's true. You get a producer, but you don't have a hero. When you get a hero, you don't have the producer anymore. And there's so many things at play that the creative part of it is at bay. All these logistical issues are the first thing you have to do as a filmmaker. To include all of this into the film is very praiseworthy, but the writing of the plot is very simple. It's a very easy to follow story. It's more based on the characters and the way the actors play them, because they add a lot of layer with their performances. There are moments our two characters share, which gives you a very good idea how good friends they have become. When Venu is with the girl he likes and Murli just shows up there, just with their eyes they talk to each other and everything is explained. That small thing is enough to tell you how good friends they are. We see they respect each other. They value each other's work. Both of them want the other to be successful and they'll do anything to help. And even the conflicts that arise between them are very organic because it's all part of the life of an artist. And what's that? An artist is always insecure, always in doubt of the work. Are they good enough? If they create something and it's great, it's loved by people, then they start to doubt, will they ever able to do it again? Was it just a one-time thing? They have this imposter syndrome that they're faking it, they are not good enough. They think that they're lying to the whole world. And that's why artists are very sensitive people and they need a lot of support. And when that support goes away, they just break down. And I like that the film showed all of this. They showed that at the end of the day, these people are humans. They can make mistakes. Murli decides to give away his song, and that comes back haunting him because he also desired fame. Every artist does. They want the world to know that they created something magical that everyone loves. They want that reach, they desire it. And we see how that decision leads to his fall. And there was this very good scene that gives you more understanding of his character. That he doesn't want the world to know that he has created the music. He just wants Venu, his friend, to know. In his eyes, he wants him to know that he did something great. He's not faking it. His work that is being appreciated by millions of people, at least a friend should know that was him. And we see the fight of survival in this industry. Everyone is struggling to make it. They will do anything to do it. And I like that the film didn't go the cliche way that someone stole his music. Instead, he only gave it away. But that's a tragedy, right? The music he gave away is, for me, the best song in the film. And even the world of the film, it's a forever classic. But no one will ever know that it was made by him. It's tragic but poetic. Will he ever able to make something greater than that? Will he ever able to surpass what he already did but never got a credit for? But the film focuses more on the drama between the friends. It is typical, something we have seen before, but it's honest. And I think the way the actors performed, especially the older versions of themselves, outstanding. The old look, the way they carried themselves, the body language, like you could tell they are old. Both Pranav and Dhyan were outstanding. And interestingly, both of them reminded me of their fathers, especially in their younger portions. And maybe that's part of the casting because there's so many close-ups of them. We spend a lot of time, the camera just stays on them. We feel what they're going through. There's no rush of just cutting and moving to the next scene. We just stay on in that moment. And I think that also comes from the filmmaking pattern they're going for. Because you're showing the older times, the style is also of the olden times. In the BGM, a lot of classical instruments are used for them. And coming to the background music, I think it's there throughout the running time of the film. There's hardly any portion where there's no music. And it's understandable, it's a Vineeth Sreenivasan film. I think Hidayam had 11 songs. But the thing is, all the songs in this film have a character of their own. Because since I've watched the film, I'm hearing the playlist on loop. Especially Nya Bagam, my favorite. I've listened to it more than 100 times now. There's the aesthetic union between all the songs. When I hear them, I feel like I'm transported to that moment in the film. There's enough reference to each song that I connect to a scene. I think Amrit Ramnath with Vineeth Sreenivasan has just nailed it. What a class album. And it's coming from me who doesn't listen to, songs in languages which I don't know. I'm a very much lyrical person. I need to know the lyrics for it to, remain with me. I'm very choosy with music. I don't go out to listen to new songs. But the way the music of this film has, remained with me, I am surprised myself. Listening to the song creates this feeling. The same feeling I had while watching the film. And I think that's the whole point with Vineeth Sreenivasan. Having seen Hidayam, I know he gets very indulgent in his work. For him, it's not about making a tight screenplay, keeping the pacing of the film right, focus on the character arcs. Away from these technicalities, his focus is on how to create a feeling. And I think that's where the flaws come in. The whole love story arc with Kalyani Priyadarshan, it's very inconsequential to the film. Like if you cut out those scenes from the film, nothing will change in the story. The only thing you would need to change is a reason to get Aju Varghese's character as a producer in the present time. And that's very easy to do. Her character is not having any change on the plot or any other character of the film. And the film doesn't spend enough time on that relationship. We get a beautiful scene when Murli and Annie meet for the first time. The way they interact with each other through writing. They both are present there, but exchanging in a way letters. Something that time is known for. That was a brilliant sequence. But that's it. There's nothing else. That whole arc feels very weak. It doesn't add much. For Murli's character, you can say it's one more thing that he failed at. But in the story as a whole, it never makes any difference. The other thing was Nivin Pauly. I had actually forgotten that he's also in the film. And when they said the actor's name is Nivin Pauly, I'm like, wait, I've heard that. Wait, that sounds familiar. Nivin Pauly. Okay. And the whole thing with this character was a very inside thing about Malayalam cinema because I know that he was body shamed in real. And the film, through that, actually gave Nivin a very good redemption. And kudos to him for taking up the role because he's in a way addressing the trolls, but he's also trolling himself in the film, making fun of himself as a big star. In no way it's preachy. It's done in a very fun way. But again, it's something that the film drags. I felt after his video had gotten viral, we could have just cut to them again making the film. But we get this whole sequence of him going to this event and then everything is being repeated. It felt extra. But again, it's about the feeling it's giving. It's fun to watch. My theater was laughing at that. But that sequence would have been cut out because it was not adding anything more. And I also feel people who don't know about this inside thing, they will not get it at all. Now, there was this objectionable scene in the film where the act of sexual harassment is played for humor, which I found very conflicting. And I know the intention was never that. That scene is directed in a way to make fun of that predator, but it just doesn't work. And then that scene directly leads to the girl proposing to Venu. And it makes you feel that this traumatic incident led to this proposal. And after the proposal, she's smiling. So, it's very out of taste. What we see was too dark of a moment to suddenly make it very light. And the film touches upon some more dark moments with Kalyani Priyadarshan's character. There's a mention of the blast that happened in Mumbai. And I feel that's where Vineeth Sreenivasan's sensibility comes in. He is a hopeful person. And we see that in his films. At no point he wants to get cynical. And even if something like that happens, it will always end up on hope of something good happening. And I think that for many people will feel very unrealistic. And this sensibility also goes against the nature of Malayalam cinema. It is known to be grounded, very real. And this film takes the opposite route. I feel the issue is that some darker themes cannot easily, translate to something hopeful. Because it's too real, it's still prevalent. And trying to just make it hopeful feels like you're taking this grave issue very lightly. Sometimes too much goodness is also not digestible because it becomes too far from reality. But maybe that's what he wants to challenge. That we know our lives have problems, there are a lot of issues, but why can't we still be hopeful? Now the film does something in the ending which, I'm still confused about. That fake death of Murali, the misdirect. Now I was praying, please don't kill him, it would be very cliched. And even when Venu checked his breathing, I'm like, oh really? But then I felt maybe he'll wake up. But then we cut to written and directed by, but suddenly we cut back back again to that moment. And now you know, of course, he is not dead. So there's one way to just misdirect in the film, but this becomes meta because you start playing the credits and then cut back to that moment. So I was not very big fan of that. If he had just stayed in that moment and then, it played out again, unexpected humor. But I like at the end when they reach the theater to watch their film and Vineeth's character doesn't come in. He says, it's your film, go ahead. And he just stands there because he's directing his own film. So that nod was really fun. See, at the end of the day, there was enough for me to hold on to the film, even with its issues. Throughout its running time, I was engrossed in this world. I felt the whole cast did a really good job. We had Amrit Ramnath playing Indra, the music composer. I loved his performance. Very small role, but he made his mark. And he's friend of the channel also. Hope to see more of him. Basil Joseph, as always, a great addition. The main leads, Pranav, Dhyan, Nivin, all of them did really good. Neeraj Madhav's cameo was just outstanding. He was hilarious. And his banter with Basil was just, oh my god, the whole theater couldn't stop laughing. This film is so simple, so easy to watch. Anyone can watch it. The whole family can sit together, any generation. There's a dialogue in the film. If you make a good film, everyone will watch it. There's no age demographic you have to cater to. And throughout, the film is a bliss to watch. Now, I don't know if I watch it the second time, I'll find more issues with it. It will not be as good as the first time. Who knows? But the experience I got of watching it, now a day later, I'm still thinking about it. And in my mind, I'm very happy. And I think that was the goal. Now, in this video, I talked about another Malayalam film which was loved and hated equally. Check out my Malai Koti Valiban video. What do you think? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you next time.